welcome back. This is Courtney and Dylan.
Hey guys, what's up?
We are recording episode 5 and we are so excited about this one. I'm really pumped about this one because this is a person that I absolutely adore. I look up to her. I think she's awesome. She's so good and so passionate about her career and her business. We have Kristen with Simply Bella Med Spa in Lake St. Louis, Missouri. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've never done an actual podcast.
Yes.
before.
Welcome. Hey, we're kind of breaking her virginity here with this.
Yeah.
Nothing to it. Just we're
Simple,
hanging out, we're
easy.
talking, we're chilling.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from. Just tell me a little bit about you.
Pretty boring. So born and raised in St. Charles. It was funny you were asking me earlier, like what made you decide to do this?
Yeah.
Literally, I remember when you said that. Second grade, we had like career day, and I literally have photos of me dressed up as a nurse. So nursing has always been my thing, my passion, my desire. So going through school, I felt so bad. My poor parents were pushing me, gen eds, prereqs, did okay, got into nursing school, did fabulous, passed boards. I worked as a labor and delivery nurse actually for about 10 years. And then I went back and I got my family nurse practitioner. And I worked in a rural health clinic serving the uninsured and underinsured.
Oh, wow.
I absolutely loved it. I miss them constantly. COVID hit and changed everything. The dynamic of medicine changed. Administrations changed. It was too much. I decided to do this totally honest transparency. I wanted to start paying off my student loans. And I loved helping people feel better and more beautiful about themselves. It gets a lot when you're, dealing with not just rural health, but putting people on hospice or telling them they've got cancer. Sometimes you don't see a whole lot of health and wellness necessarily in family medicine where I was at. And so I wanted to do two things: incorporate and encompass the part of nursing that I love, since I felt like it was taken away from me because of COVID and administrations and change.
Yeah, I hear so much about it and how
It's
negative
sad.
it is and how, like my sister, she's going to be graduating from Mizzou. And she was telling me the starting wage for nurses in Missouri. And it's like, obviously living in California is double that, but she is moving to California and just telling me how much better California even is with nursing. And it's like, why is it like that?
I don't know.
You guys do so much. You go to school for so long.
Especially in labor and delivery. You guys saved my life, essentially.
Yes.
This is funny.
So,
you guys are angels in that department for sure.
So you ended up...
So bringing back my passion and helping people feel better, and then paying off my student loans. And I started just building the business off of referral, and I started loving nursing again and loving people feeling better about themselves, and I was paying down my student loans. And then the next thing I knew, I was forced with a decision. Do I both two passions that I equally love, but I had to decide what was best for my mental health and my well-being and my family, and then what was best for me as a provider. And there are lots of different colleagues out there, when I told them what I was doing, who kind of looked down on me for practicing medicine and aesthetics versus practicing in a clinical standpoint and research, what have you. My heart has that passion and desire to help. So that's how I ended up taking this completely over. It took a complete leap of faith, and I resigned my position. And thank God, with the support of literally God, my husband, my daughter, my family, and then having this amazing team of women behind me.
So important.
I was able, tremendously. I was able to help organically grow with all of them as my foundation. So that's how I ended up here.
I love that. And I feel like, if you can't tell, I've had work done by her. And so she's so, so good. Every time I get my lips done, I swear to you guys that my lips look so good for months. I could probably go without a year and do it, but bougie me and just being around so many beautiful women with like Botox, lip filler, etc. Like I just want to keep getting more.
Good.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me, how it was. How did you start Simply Bella? Where did the name come from?
So Bella means beautiful in Greek. So Simply Bella, simply beautiful. And then it's actually Simply Bella Aesthetic Skin Deep. So my point to Skin Deep was it comes from the inside out. Okay. So I can do as much as I want to help enhance your beauty, your natural beauty, but if you do not have it from the inside out, no amount of work is going to make a difference.
Exactly.
I mean, we pride ourselves in safety, artistry, and integrity, and if you yourself as an individual don't have that integrity, my work is no good.
Wow, that's a good.
Yeah, that's deep. Wow, that's a deep name.
Really
that's awesome.
Good. Wow, that's amazing.
It's funny. We were talking earlier. We have 3 cats and 2 dogs. No, 3 dogs and 2
we
cats.
both have a zoo.
Yeah, lots of hair. Yes. One of the cats' name is Bella. My daughter.
I love that.
Oh
my gosh,
she's black. She's so sweet.
Does she have long hair like our
Yes.
Does she ever get mats underneath her arms?
All the time.
Do you cut them out or do you just
no, cut them? I have no patience for that.
So the name is super cute. I love it. It's very modern. It's super cute.
Thank you.
So kind of going back, but what made you decide, hey, I'm ready to do this on my own?
It was lots of prayers. And sat down kind of going back to with my family and was trying to decide what is best for my family, what's best for my mentality, me as a nurse going back to the pure, raw, organic of why I became a nurse and where I felt my heart was. And this was it, just going back to helping people feel better about themselves. It's a completely different way of establishing confidence and self-esteem and feeling better, but it's out there and it works. There's all these actually research articles and studies out there that talks about it. The other really cool thing where I say practicing medicine, I've also paired with IV nutrition and wellness from the Drip Factor. And Jamie was Simply Worth It medical weight loss. So
that's my girl too.
Yeah, I know. She's amazing.
So amazing.
And your whole team is just like a
everybody.
The base of a mountain. It's
we need to go
beautiful.
Into the Drip Factor and like get an IV and just like zen out on a Monday after wedding day.
It's awesome. She's gonna customize IVs for you based off of, everything. So she's a nurse practitioner. So she goes down to the cellular level. It's not this pre-mixed stuff that you get like on a FedEx truck. We have an actual mixing station with an eye wash station. So people have autoimmune disorders or aches and pains. So we still are incorporating medicine just in a different way. And we're all collaborating with each other. So to answer your question, that's how I was able to go out and do this on my own. I knew I had this passion and I'm humbly blessed to have this amazing skill of artistry, but I didn't want to take my focus away, so I collaborated with these other 2 women, and we have Simply Bella at the Meadows, and inside of that, we have the collaboration of those 2 other businesses, and then with all of that, we have our amazing team from Amber, who is our clinical manager, and sweet. Christy. I know she's amazing.
Both
she
amazing.
Is our backbone. And then all the nurses and nurse practitioners that we are staffed with who have that equal passion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, every single one of the nurses, they are not sitting here seasoned 15 years of experience. I told you my passion is safety, artistry, integrity.
Yeah.
I actually went to these people. You can teach a skill.
Right.
You can teach safety. You cannot teach integrity. So I went to each one of these people and like, I want you. Let me teach you. Come be a part of us. Let me show you what it can be to work in a healthy, non-toxic environment where we don't have to let corporate around us control us.
I love that. I adore, like, I'm just listening to you and I'm like literally getting the chills right now because it's so awesome to see somebody like you just grow an awesome brand and have a powerhouse of people within your brand.
Down.
So what made you, when you decided to open up at the Meadows, what made you decide, hey, I want to add the Drip Factor. I want to add Simply Worth It.
Yeah. We actually had been in collaboration for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
And the space that we were working out of just wasn't enough where we could be together all in one. We didn't have that
capacity.
Yeah. And we didn't have that front that we have now where you walk in and even though there's 3 different businesses, we're all one, we're all the same, we're collaborating in accordance to even the laws that nursing requires. So we sat down and said, let's do this together. Let's grow our brands together. Let's grow our name and let's give society in a sense what they deserve and show everybody what what we can be made of together as one, not kind of separate.
Yeah, a true honest product that you guys you yourselves would use and back behind.
And build the name.
Yep. Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah. So you have so much backbone and like so much experience of being a nurse. So you were a nurse practitioner and you practiced at a hospital.
In a clinic.
And then what happened? How did you have to get more schooling to be a nurse?
So,
and what's the correct terminology?
Yeah, nurse practitioner. So
for like being an injector, is that the right name?
You can be an RN, a registered nurse, and you go to trainings and you get certified, and then it's up to you how you want to do your practice, how you want to build, what trainings you want to go to, what certifications you want to get. It's up to you. You can go and get trained and go out on your own, or you can keep doing. So what we do is we have a minimum of one training once a month, and that can be anywhere from us literally following each other and giving each other's tips and tricks.
That's cool.
I mean, even we all can learn from each other. Not one person is above the other.
I love that.
So we'll have conferences, we'll have different one-on-one trainings that come in. So that is where I feel too, like our safety and artistry sets us aside. That continuing education is a vital, not only to keep up with the demands out there and other facilities, but to give the patients what they deserve.
I love that. So how long did it take you to get comfortable with like injecting people? Because I feel like that can be kind of nerve-wracking in the very beginning to start.
I still, every patient that I have, I still say a little prayer, I don't want to say hold my breath, but do it. Like I always tell the girls, if you are confident, then you're failing. You have to, this is medicine, you have to be on your toes, you have to have that continuous education behind you, and it's okay to be comfortable but not overly confident, because the day that you are is the day you start making mistakes.
Because everything's always evolving in your industry. I feel like
good advice and all this. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So tell me about your first patient, if you can go back.
So it was my mom.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
She was. It was funny because she came in and was telling me, I've had stuff done before and I want X, Y, and Z. So in my mind, I knew what I needed to do. Yeah. I knew what she had done. And I remember thinking about the look that she had afterwards.
Yes.
And it was a really good introduction to think about, how do I sit here and tell somebody what you have doesn't look good? There's such a fine line. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, so it was her. We just did basic Botox. I've done a little bit of filler with her since then. But honestly, the practice grew off of referral from friends and family.
We know how that is.
That they just, and they cultivate the people that you are. So majority of my nurses will say like, oh, I saw so-and-so and all of your patients are so kind. Yes, because we breed who we are.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a side
note.
No,
I love that.
It was my mom.
I love that. That's so fun. So you have your mom. I'm assuming you probably had other family members and everything. So then your
sister,
my mother.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So how long have you actually been
practicing
Botox, etc.?
Aesthetics. I would say for about almost 5 years now.
Wow. So you have experience.
Yes.
So let's talk about like the best client you have. You don't have to give any names or anything.
Yeah.
Somebody that like was so scared, somebody that wanted this to happen so bad. Maybe you did whatever you did, whether it's Botox, lip flip, whatever.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners how that made you feel when that person just was so ecstatic.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, because that feeling that they have, you cultivate it with them.
Yes.
Whether someone comes in and spends $20 on a B12 shot or $2,000, whether you message me and tell me that you feel better because you have energy and you slept well, or you message me and you say, oh my gosh, I'm not getting carded anymore and I feel amazing. I'm dating for the first time.
Wow.
Like all of those are all equally cumbersome. Some patients, one in particular that I'm thinking of, I always ask people like, how old are you? What do you do for a living? And what brought you here? And one of them was telling me about a terrible divorce that she had went through. And all I kept thinking is like, all I want to do, I want to give her a hug and tell her it's going to be okay.
I love that.
So kind of did our magic, and weeks later she's telling me her confidence is back and she's feeling better and she's dating, and yes, it's not her husband or her ex-husband, but all of that she had went through has just that simple little treatment has helped boost her to get out there.
Right.
That makes sense.
I love that. And it brings you back to why you do this and why you're so passionate about what you do, because sometimes we all have it. We all have days that we're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Get out of bed. I want to just lay in bed. But it's those, patients, because we have clients, you have patients.
Yeah.
Those patients bring you back to where you need to be sometimes, because it keeps you going and keeps you want to like be doing what you're doing.
It motivates you to push, to keep going.
Take that one extra step every day.
Oh my gosh,
it's cool.
So
now
fun.
I have my established patients, and they'll come in and say, okay, you're on the books for Botox. I don't know, whatever you think. Those are
love that?
My favorite. Yes, you've established this trust in them.
Yes.
And they just say, do whatever. And some of it's, girl, you don't need anything. You look completely fine.
They just want the extra because they just love you. They just want to come see you, and they want to look like Kim Kardashian.
It's more of a visit.
We've had multiple people say this space feels like their happy place.
It's very calming.
Walk in, yes, they feel relaxed. They don't feel like pressured or pushy, and it's just relaxing. So if you want to come sit in my chair and let you relax.
Yeah, personally, from like a guy's side of things and being like politically correct as well, I really love your space. Because it's inviting, for one. That's very, I think, in your industry, which is very rare. I feel like you guys have so much more also to sell on the storefront side of things, that if it's not placed correctly, it's almost overwhelming. And when we came to your store, the few times that I've gone as well with my wife, is you can look everywhere and see something that you offer, but it's not in your face. So it's like when you guys bring people up to say, hey, I think this would really help. It would, be a preventative to kind of help, such and such, last a little longer, so on and so forth, or help, with skin things along those lines. I just, your girls can come up and actually sell it to the point where it's not like overwhelming. Everything has its place, and it looks like it's very, very well thought out. And then you walk to the next room, and that is also same thing. Very inviting. It's not enclosed.
It has its own feel.
It's like
different vibe.
It's like a spa.
And then all your smaller rooms, they're small enough but big enough to where it's cozy, and so it almost makes people feel comfortable. Because when I was sitting in with Courtney when she was going for her weight loss shots and things along those lines,
every 4 weeks.
the room it's inviting. It's not like this dark hole where you're like, I am
quick. You
very
don't have
uneasy.
To wait, which is like a huge thing.
Because it's a big transformation for people beyond the guy side of things. I remember the first time we talked about her getting Botox. And it was like a solid 3-week conversation. Like, are you sure you're okay with me doing this? I'm like, I've said it 15 times. I'm good. Are you okay? And so just like how comfortable you guys made it, and even like going into your store for the very first time, at that point, I think we might have passed each other maybe a few times. Awesome. We really never met each other, and just how inviting everything and everyone is just unbelievable on the guy side of things.
Which will, because I'm sure you do Botox on men too.
30%. I would say 30% of our population.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's
incredible.
Absolutely.
A room that's a little bit more masculine, so we can set men in there. I think they feel a little bit better. It's kind of geared. It's not as fluffy and flowery. If you will.
Sparkly.
And see, that goes back to that point where everything is like right there. That comment, everything is so well thought out. Like the fact that you even went above and beyond to say, there are men that want Botox to, prevent age and things along those lines, and you support them. That is just incredible that you do that for somebody. And they're not just sitting in a room where I would say, maybe like you said, 75% is, women sitting in there. He can go to a room and say, you know what, I love coming here because I'm comfortable. I'm not looking at like pictures of other women that have Botox and like they're showing, stuff like that. It's you're giving them a safe space, which is just, that is so cool. I absolutely love hearing that.
I love that. So tell me a little bit. Let's say I'm a new patient and I'm just interested in everything that you have. So from square one, how does that work?
Typically when someone messages us, we will say, here's a booking link, or let's just tell me some dates and times that work, and we'll start off with a consultation.
Love that.
Consultations are always free. And honestly, like whether you're established or you're brand new, you're always going to get a consultation with the visit. But starting it off the bat, there's zero expectations. You're just going to come in and be, like you guys told me, just be relaxed, be you. Tell me what it is and what your goal is, what look you want to achieve. So it just simply starts with that. And I would say 90% of people walk out with treatment, and the other 10 go home. We have like what we call prescription pads. So we'll write down what we recommend medically, or sometimes it's as simple as stay out of the tanning bed.
Yeah.
Get a little SPF, a little bit of retinol, some
Right.
sunscreen, you'll be fine.
Right.
So just setting them up with a basic consultation, making sure you're on the same page, achieving the goal, the natural look that you're wanting. And then from there, the relationships and the looks just kind of organically come together.
I love that.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I love that. So you have 3 businesses. Well, you have one business, but you have 3 businesses
Under the same roof. Yeah.
Perfect. That's so incredible.
Yeah. So we're not jack of all trades, master of none. Like you will find that in other med spas. And again, that's where like our integrity comes into play.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cheap end and cheap my knowledge. I will stay in my wheelhouse. I'll stay in my specialty and refer to a colleague who does this and who does that.
It's all about networking.
Yeah.
Yes.
All about it. I
and
love it.
And that takes like, for being a business owner, that takes so much to say, that you will stay in your wheelhouse and like you'll kind of almost stay in your lane, to not deviate just to try to make, a quick
Money?
buck here, there, quick buck there.
No.
To build a relationship of, you staying with, these ladies and, some men is unbelievable. And I think that's where so many people love you guys, because of that. When you give them an answer, when they ask, they know it's coming from a genuine heart, and it's not a indecisive, okay, we don't know what we're really talking about, but we're still trying to adapt with the time. So the fact that you have, enough, how would you say that? Integrity, but also just enough, passion inside your heart to push that out into the world, to say, hey, I'm going to stay in my lane. That is just a really, really amazing thing to be able to sit here with somebody and actually talk about that. Because not a lot of business owners come out and say that about their businesses, that I will stay in my lane. I do respect what I know. And if I don't know it, I will have to say, you know what, maybe you should try to look into, this person, because they might know a little bit more. So, and I did catch that comment a little bit earlier, is like when if somebody comes in and they are asking you about something, you would say, hey, I'll refer them to that person that owns that side of the business underneath your roof. Instead of trying to answer for them, you said you would kind of push that off. And that is just unbelievable. That's just awesome for you guys. I absolutely love that, because business owners, that's like the side of where business owners don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're not gonna fake it.
We're not gonna sugarcoat it. Yeah. We're the same way. We're like, hey, this is why we don't do this, because X, Y, Z.
Yep.
Right.
So tell me about 90% of America is terrified of needles. Okay. We're gonna get into this part.
Someone sitting next to me being one.
I feel like now that I've had this done, you don't have to numb me anymore. Which is amazing.
Yes.
Says the one that gets her blood drawn. Babe, come with me.
That I'm not like doing. I don't like doing that because they're going into your veins. Like, this is just like a shot. So what do you do to comfort a patient? Because I know you probably have many.
Yes. So there's little things just down to we have squeeze balls. Some people like fans. It's distracting.
Yes.
We have these little vibrating tools. Sometimes we'll pull in another nurse and you kind of tap on another area. But honestly, a big part of it, and this is which ironically, all of us have all been labor and delivery nurses.
Wow.
Helping people breathe through the process is tremendously helpful. So kind of going back to our original roots, helping people take breaths, and also just I think being comfortable and confident and feeling good, like you were saying, safe in the space that you are in. It relieves a lot of endorphins and anxiety, and pain can be way more tolerable.
Exactly. Especially because they become your friend after a
You
while.
get real
They come
close.
see you every 3-6 months even.
Yes.
And then now they're building that relationship with you.
Yeah,
so then
absolutely.
They're going to get more comfortable to have the needles.
So this is kind of TMI, but another thing is when you have someone who's coming in, say for filler or something called microneedling, when you're on your period, when you're on your menstruation, a couple days before, the week of, and days after, with your hormones being so raging, pain is more intense. So oftentimes when we're bringing patients back, at least, we can try to schedule them off of those times.
Wow.
And it's true. It's true. Actually, I just got one of the nurses treated me last week, and I was just coming off, and it's way more uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness.
So strategically bringing them back, we can't schedule. It's not something we're going to ask. When was your last menstrual period?
Right.
When you make your appointment.
We're not a doctor's office.
But when they bring them back, we'll keep that in mind with them, which is helpful.
Goodness.
Wow.
So what is some of the best advice that you can give somebody that either one is wanting to become a aesthetic nurse or wanting to possibly open up their own med spa?
So if you're going to come into this saying, I just want to make more money.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, you're going to make more money, but you're in it for the completely wrong reason.
Correct.
You have to, again, I go back to safety, artistry, and integrity. You have to keep in mind what your knowledge is, what you're doing, the goal that you're trying to achieve. And at the same time, absolutely, your brand, your name.
Yeah.
Going back to Florence Nightingale was a founder of nursing. Going back to your roots and remembering why you did it. Don't come into this and say you're going to do it because you want better hours, you don't want to work weekends, you don't want to work holidays. Frankly, you went into nursing, you know that that's going to happen. I think that foundation of nursing behind you and having worked on the floor or working in an office and putting in those hard hours actually helps you be it's like a catalyst to be a better nurse, to know how to handle any situation. So
I love that.
Don't go into it just for the money. Yes, it's there, but you are dealing with people's faces, their looks, their confidence.
Yes.
You cannot make it worse.
Yeah, I had a boss that the way he explained kind of how you explained that was a humble structure for business is when you're building your own business, you have to build not only, you being humble, but also when other people come in, you want them to leave being humble.
Yes.
So the fact that you're restructuring their entire life, like they're already coming in nervous, like, should I be doing this?
And insecure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when they leave and they come back humbled because of what you did for them, and now that they're progressing in life and saying, I am stronger, I am confident, I am beautiful. When they leave and say stuff like that to them completely restructures the whole life. But it's only going to start with how humble the business owner and the business, prospect of building that relationship with them was started.
Yes.
So again, going back to your previous conversation with how you're structuring all of the women that work for you, and everybody comes in knowing what to expect, how you've built everything. That's you built that humble structure, and I think that was what paid off. I mean, that's amazing.
See that.
So as far as the best advice with having employees, how do you keep that teamwork so strong and so happy? I guess I want to say the word.
Because we all feel empowered by each other, and it's little thing. This sounds really silly. It's little things like if you knew somebody was having a bad day, just messaging them at the end of the day. Hey, I'm so proud of you. I know you had a lot on your plate or things on your mind. You came in, you did your thing, you helped so many people. Thank you.
Right.
Making sure it's almost hard to answer just because I strategically have sought out women who already have this foundation of integrity, and I don't even know what words to use.
They're just, they were, and they're so passionate.
And so it's all of us. It's not even just me. It's all of us together, empowering each other, being of the same like minds, putting yourself in a situation around people who are like you, empowerment-wise, who are kind and gentle souls. I can't. We've only had to put an application one time out on Indeed. And we're bringing on a new nurse named Tiffany. She's going to be amazing. She actually comes from I didn't even have to do references because she got referred to me. Essentially.
I love that.
Yeah,
oh my
so
goodness.
I wish I could say it's I can't say it's something I've done. I've just saw this in people, and we just grow it together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vision is everything.
But supporting each other. Like I said, text messages, phone calls, emojis, I don't know. I stopped at the gas station.
Starbucks.
Got y'all coffee.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Huga, shout out to Huga. Even, oh my gosh, I love Michelle.
Yes,
I actually need to get her on the podcast too.
So you should.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Her sister Julie is an esthetician who's working with us.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So cool. What a small world.
Michelle introduced
world.
us.
Oh
She's
my
amazing,
gosh.
and she's just like us, kind, sincere, genuine.
Oh
wow.
yeah, my heart.
Wow.
Well. Thank you so much for
Yes,
coming on
fun.
today. I just adore you. I love you. I love your brand. I love your girls.
Thank you.
Guys, that was an amazing episode. I hope you guys learned so much from that.
Number 5.
And please visit, real quick, where can they find you on Facebook and Instagram? What are your names?
So it's going to be Simply Bella Aesthetics.
Okay,
And
perfect.
then in that, if you decide you want to do weight loss or IV nutrition, you can find all of that information on our website. We all of us universally, but just do Simply Bella Aesthetics.
Perfect. And we'll link your website and everything to this
Instagram,
episode,
Facebook, all the fun stuff.
Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys love this episode. We will see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.